name is Bruce Winters. Served in the Navy from 1956 to 1986. Retired Master Chief Petty Officer. Where I was born is Washington, D.C. I have one sister, three brothers. My father was known as a China Marine before World War II. And he made sure that we all went in the service. And he also made sure none of us went in the Marine Corps. He had us sign the papers to go into the Naval Reserve when we were junior in high school. So when we graduated from high school, 4 days later, we're off in boot camp. And I enjoyed the travel anyhow, so that's why I stayed. I served on 4 destroyers, 2 repair ships, and 2 aircraft carriers in my time. And 5 years on islands in the Pacific. Like they said in the days when I joined the Navy and see the world. And I went all through the Mediterranean several times, and the Pacific several times, and I went back and played in Vietnam. And so I got to see the world. I was on the USS Blandy at the time. We fired over 27,000 rounds of 5-inch 54 in support of the Marines and on targets up in North Vietnam. And we got into 5 gunfights with the North Vietnamese shore batteries. And they kind of put the fear God into us. One time the ship went dead in the water. We were up off 19th parallel. And when we went dead in the water, we had blown a sea valve. We put a diver over the side to patch it up. And the Vietnamese shore batteries were shooting at us. So we took 2 of our guns, were shooting back at the Vietnamese shore battery, and the other guns were shooting at the primary target and laying on the Ho Chi Minh Trail. So it got interesting. During our turnover, things I remember in Vietnam, during our turnover, when we first got there, the USS Harwood, a destroyer that came over with us, during the turnover, they got hit by the North Vietnamese shore battery. 4 days later, in the middle of the night, 3 o'clock in the morning, we go to general quarters because the HMAS Hobart, an Australian destroyer that was with us, they got a bomb or something down through the forward stack, and then it put a lot of damage on the ship on it. And that was our welcome to Vietnam. We wore out our barrels on our 5-inch guns. We wore the barrels out 3 times and had to replace them. And when we finally left the lines, they were dead then. They were gone then. Well, my duties at the time, I was chief radioman, communications. And the sailors working for me, their job was to operate the equipment, and I had to make sure they knew how to do it and what to do, and keep them straight. I also operated the crypto center on the ship, and declassified messages that came in encrypted. And there's not much more I can really say about that. I served in a position on several ships as what is known as the Command Master Chief. This is the same as a Command Sergeant Major in the Army, something like this. And I think I did a good job, and like I say, I'd do it over again. That's about all I can say. After I got married in 1962, my wife and I, we were sent to the Philippines, San Miguel in the Philippines. And this is about 30 miles north of Subic Bay. And the communications station. And that's something we really enjoyed. We would have stayed there. We'd still be there if the Navy had let us. But the Navy doesn't work that way. And Again, the best thing about the Navy and their slogan, "See the World." We lived in the Philippines for 2 years, lived on Guam for 2 years. I spent another year in Kwajalein, down in the Marshall Islands. I've been all through the Mediterranean several times. I got a chance to go to Rome. You know, it's a way of life. It's a unique way of life. After I retired from the Navy, I was bouncing around trying to figure out what to do. And a friend of mine that was at the time the service officer for the county, veteran service officer for the county, he got me interested in the DAV and in the VFW. Run a golf tournament for the VFW for something like 6, 7 years. My whole family is basically military, and I would always had all my brothers and my cousins would come in. They participate in the VFW golf tournament, and those that are still able to, and they came to the last DAV golf tournament, even although I'm not able to play anymore. While I was in the service, I made lots of friends, and I go to several ships reunions. Of course, all the ships I served on are gone, but the crews, we have reunions every year at different locations. I go to some of those, and that's when I see them. And of course, through my membership in the VFW and here, I've got friends here too. The military is a different breed. But in the military, it's easy to make friends with someone else that serves because we have a general idea of what we're talking about and the other end's talking about. A lot of the civilians do not understand us. And that doesn't bother me, but at least I know the people that do understand me and I do talk to, they usually, most of them are decent people. And the ones that aren't, I get to notice that right away. When I came back from Vietnam, I got the rotten eggs and raw rotten potatoes, eggs, and all that thrown at me, and along with quite a lot of others. And then the people didn't appreciate us. And that's what helped convince me to stay in the Navy. I figured these aren't the kind of people I want to hang around with, want to get to know. So that's why I stayed in. My family, they helped me a lot, but like I say, most of the time I spend my time with military type, former military type, veterans. I tolerate civilians. I used to like to play golf, but due to problems, physical problems, I had to stop. So my biggest hobby now is reading. I do a lot of reading. I'm proud of what I did, and I'd do it all over again. The Navy taught us to travel to see the world. So we, in turn, after I retired, my wife and I decided, well, it's time we go see our country. So we bought an RV, a 30-foot motorhome. We traveled around the country. And it also enabled us to visit with our kids because they're scattered throughout the country. When ITT first started developing Palm Coast, my wife's father invested in a piece of land. And when he finally realized he was not going to move here, not going to settle down here, and my wife, the first day we lived in Florida, this is back in 1979, the first day we were here, after one night, she says, "That's it, I'm not going back north again." Yeah, we got to see the world, then we got to see the country. The country I fought for, yeah. And it just convinced me that this country is far better than any other country I have been to. And I've been to, well, I can't say all of them, but I've been to a lot of them. And there's no doubt in my mind that what we did was the right thing.